Good afternoon, everyone. I am Yasraj Soda. Today, we are going to explore the impact of industrialization in hard times and modern times. So, Hard Time is the novel written by Charles Dickens. In the modern time, it is the movie which was published or directed and performed by the Charlie Chaplin. Here you find my personal information. First of all, let's discuss what is industrialization. So we can get the more how it impact into both of the works. Industrialization is the process of converting to the socio-economical order in which industry is more dominant. Is dominant. It is more important than the human beings and the any other things which are there in the world. The challenges that took place in the Great Britain, it is a history behind that. During the Industrial Revolution in the late 18th and 19th century, provided the prototype for the early industrializing nation of Western Europe and North America. So these are the major countries where industrialization took place at the very first place. Cities drew large number of people of the land in the cities. Lots of people are coming for the work in the factories, massing workers in the new industrial towns and factories. So the new people are coming into the cities for the job purpose. This information is taken from Britannica. What is industrialized? So now the Hard Times, our novel, which is written by Charles Dickens. Original title is Hard Times for These Times. Country, it was in England. Language English. Genre we can find it is novel. It was firstly published in the serialized form from April 1854 to August 1854, and in book format when it was completed in the magazine. It was book format published in 1854. Publisher Bradbury and Evans. Now the Modern Times movie, which is directed, written, produced by Charlie Chaplin. Release date 21st February 1936. Running time 87 minutes. Language England. Now the first paragraph, you can see it was taken from the original novel where Dickens has written what is the situation of Stephen Blackpool. So Stephen looked older, but he had had a hard life. It is said that every life has its roses and thorns. It has good and bad parts in the everyone's life. But there seems, however, to have been a misadventures or mistaken in the Stephen's case. Whereas somebody else has become the possessed of his roses, and he had become the possessed of same somebody else thorns in addition to his of lives. Chapter 10, we can find this paragraph. So it is that how the life of Stephen Blackpool is just Charles Dickens wants to point out. And the other thing we find in from the chapter 11 from the novel, Stephen bent over in his loom, how he is working quite watchful. He is very watchful because he has to work in the factory and steady a special contrast as every man in the forest and of looms where Stephen walked to the crashing, smashing, and tearing pieces of mechanism in which he labored. He has worked at the different places. In the same way, we find in the movie scenes when the picture is taken, they are working like they are bent down and they are continuously doing in the work. So this is the scene from the movie when the workers are working. Representation of industrialization in the movie Modern Times, how it is represented. First of all, when the movie starts, so when we get the first reference, as we have seen in the same thing in I think the other novel, we also find the same. The sheeps are going into the work for the sheep of flock is going for getting a food, and the same way we find in this other picture that people are getting into the factories for getting a job or getting a work. And the story when story begins, it is portrayed that Modern Times, a story of industry, of individual enterprise, humanity crusading in the pursuit of happiness. How pursuit of happiness, people are working in the factories, and how their lives has become more mechanical. Another picture you find that the person is scolding the other worker. Same we find in the Stephen's character when he goes to Bounderby and he scolded him for not giving the support that he asked for, that bringing the information from the other workers who are protesting against the factory. Uh, the first picture, it is shown that can't I say a little longer? I am so happy here. It is said by the Charlie Chaplin, the character of this Travis. He says that I want to be in the jail. It is he was in the jail, so he enjoys more of his life in the jail. So he likes more jail than the real world outside. And the other pictures that we find the major theme and the concept of the whole movie, that the person is stuck into the industrialization in the machinery. So we find the concept in the same way when the novel ends, that the two person, that the woman is also there, the actress, and the Charlie Chaplin, the Travis, he is going towards the mountain. So we can say they are going out from the industrialization, and they want to live their life in the natural way. So they are moving towards, in the empty road is there. So we find that comparative analysis of hard times and the modern times, what we find the concept, critics utilitarianism. So each and every person, each and everything has its own use, and all the use should be taken from them. As in the human beings, we also find that all the use of them, how they can work, so all the essence of their working system should be taken from them. In modern times, we file critique of modern industrial society, as we see in the pictures. Focuses on the dehumanization of the workers, how they are making them dehumanizing, not understand them as the human being, but they are working as the machines. In the same way, modern times, if I highlights the dehumanizes and the alliance in the workspace, especially in the workspace, how they are exploited and how they have to work in the work. Factories examines hard times, examines the impact of education and social crimes, as we find that the character of this great grand is more give more influence on the facts. So we find that education system based on the facts, in Louisa's and the Sissy's education, we find that explore the in the modern time explore the impact of individual and the society, how individual suffers to that. A character of Stephen Blackpool, we can connect with the character of Tramp from the Charlie Chaplin movie and from the Charles Dickens novel Hard Times. In the conclusion, we can say our exploration of industrialization in the hard times and the modern times reveals that dual nature, force in the progress and adversity, good part as well as in the hard parts in the both of the novel and the movie. These works remind us of the importance of ethical industrial practices and prioritizing the well-being of the workers. We have to also think about the well-being. As we see in the Google company, we have seen the photographs that how they are also providing the working background for the workers. So we should also think about them. As we negative contemporary times, we must learn from the past approach industrialization from the wisdom and responsibility. We have to use that, balancing its benefits and its challenges while pursuing our humanity. We have to conserve our humanity as well. We also have to consider that the growth of technology and machinery has also provided numerous facilities in 21st century. It has made our lives easier through advancement in healthcare. We find medicines, education. We go through the online education, and as we are doing right now. And in the global trade, it has also influenced the different nation for economically. This information is also helped. I have get the help of Chat GPT for grammatical mistake, and some points I have taken from the Chat GPT. I have get the help of it. Here are the references. I have taken these slides and the templates from the Slides Go. Thank you. That's from my side. You can ask me questions.
Yes, Raj, my question is how does the industrial setting of hard times reflect the imperialistic values of the Victorian period?
Yes. We find that the major characters of Bounderby and the Great Grand, they are also like opposite of the workers. They are like more, they are making workers work more, and they don't consider the workers as the human beings. They are like in the character of Stephen Blackpool. So he dies in the hard time. So we find that conflict between the imperialistic, who is like the owners of the factories, and the workers. So we find that in the circus also we find that Cicely's father is like in the pain. He's working in the circus, but he's in the immense pain, so he has to take some of the oil, so apply oil for like getting out from that pain. So we find that two different dimensions, factory owners and factory workers, we find in the hard times.
Yes. How did industrialization impact rural communities and agriculture in that during that time?
Yes. First of all, as we know that factories, that air, that is air pollution is going to be there, and in the water pollution is also that the garbage of the factories that is taken from the through the air, and water pollution, it is also influence the agriculture where the water is being used, or some types of things that affect the agriculture. And in the rural communities, we find that all the rural people wants to go into the cities for working in the factories, so they that also influence the rural life, as well as the industrial, sorry, the rural communities. So in the village area are being constructed as they are in the city area. So there most of the people want to do work in the city because of the money, and good uh, these plans also. So yeah, that's from my side. Thank you.